after you guys.
Are we there?
You're there. Take it.
On the floor. Dust my broom. I'm gonna wake up in the morning. I believe I'll dust my broom. Susan, man, you've been loving, child. Sure enough can have my room. I don't want no woman. Wants every downtown man she meets. All right, you got the fills. I don't want no woman. Wants every downtown man she meets. She's a no good donny. They shouldn't allow her on the streets. You want to play me one? Watch me now. I just talked to my baby on a telephone. She said, boy, you better stop that rambling and come on home. I can't hold out. I can't hold out too long. I get a real good feeling talking to you on the phone. I just talking to my baby. I just talking to my baby. I just talk to my baby. Talking to my baby. Watch me now. I got a real good feeling talking to you on the phone. Hey! Yes, sir. Hey, did you hear that?
I did hear that. That was great. Ladies and gentlemen, another fantastic evening here. We got some San Diego alumni on. Sitting in the room. Robin Henkel. That's great to see you back.
Good to see you too, man.
I hear a little... We sound amplified. You hear the...
I'm amplified. Listen to that. Whoa, gain and everything.
Yes. So it's a button on the subwoofer. You had it's a top right corner. You just hit minus, you'll see the, yeah, thank you so much. Brother Daniel already putting out fires. Daniel McNair, technical advisor, new guy on the block. We love you. You're freaking ripping. We love it. Another special person in the house, one of my close friends, and San Diego's greatest drummer, Mr. Jake Najor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, there he is. And of course, what San Diego's beloved favorite co-host?
I don't know.
Isn't that your
right.
tag, Mr. Jason Thomas?
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you for watching. Want to thank our sponsors tonight, which would be Mad Hatter Guitar Products, Kurt Mangan Strings, also John Muzio Drums, and Quality Guitar.
Quality T-shirt.
Quality T-shirt company.
Designs. And,
Quality T-shirt design.
Yeah, I think our audience got to see that in our new logo. They're represented now and making.
And it's also great to have you again, Robin.
Thank you very much.
I gotta say, man,
legend.
Yes, you are. You look great. You know, we've been staying in touch. This is our first post-COVID hang. We've been on the phone a few times. You look great. You look healthy.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Greg.
bringing in my favorite guitars. I know
yeah.
this one. This one's been on the show
Yeah,
before.
this has got a new name. It's called Mr. Orange now.
It's Mr. Orange.
Yeah.
I can
Well,
dig-
it's from TikTok, you know. All the kids on TikTok. Well, not just kids. There's a lot of people.
You know, that's a nice segue. Let's talk about that. Robin here has a huge following. We were talking about this earlier. How many thousands of people like your page now on TikTok?
Their followers. Well, actually, I hit 1 million likes
What?
about 2 weeks ago. That's after 2.5 years. So, people just tap that screen.
So, like, I can get on there and watch
You
5
could get
minutes,
on there
and I can just,
and probably get it 600 likes, you know?
Yes, you would.
Seriously, that's how it works. And but also the followers, 226,000 followers.
Man.
So and
That's-
a lot of them, no, well, not a lot of them, but some of them send me money. They've like send me these little presents, and it's been really wonderful.
That's worldwide too,
That's
right?
great.
It's like that spans.
I'm sorry, say again.
I said it's international, so that
It is,
spans
and
like
that's
Yeah.
so the coolest thing when you get somebody from Asia or Africa or most of it's United States,
Yeah.
Brazil, Canada, and Europe. But every once in a while you get Ukraine, you get plenty of Russians, and in fact, I got a comment from the Ukrainian army that says we have bullets going over our head. Your music helps us relax.
Wow.
And another
wow.
one
That's
said
crazy.
the music helps us, distracts us from the explosions outside.
That's sort of wow. That's amazing, Robin.
It is.
I'm
It
not
makes-
surprised, but what a great thing to share.
know, I
That
wish-
kind of reminds me of what's the war movie where the guys are in they're in Vietnam and they're like listening to Hendrix and they're getting ambushed as a Hamburger Hill or
Yeah.
freaking Platoon. That's what that reminds me of. Like, man, you're like one of those dudes.
It really blows my mind. And I mean, that's enough reward in itself just to have that kind of connection with the world, you know?
Wow.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful.
Well, man, look how you look great on camera, man. You look like a 1940s,
Not me.
1940s like a gangster. I mean, this is a little bit more hip and modern, but like
Is this
for your
what I-
suits, I was bragging about it. My man, you see this cat, man. He
Oh,
looks
man, yeah.
1940s fucking New York gangster. I'm like, the only thing you're missing is a Tommy gun. But
yeah,
like,
well,
again, you do bring an
I
arsenal.
guess this is them, you know?
Yes,
That's the newsy too. You know?
Love it, love it.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds nice to hear you in a band representation. The TikTok or all his performance. You're usually by yourself. You're classic for the stomping on the round base of the mic stand. You get that nice robust bottom. The
Yeah,
the
it's-
downbeat. And
That's my thing.
And now I guess you don't need that because fucking.
Yeah.
What do I keep cussing for?
I don't know.
Forgive me. Jake's here. Covering the bass drums.
That's right.
But it sounds
Yeah.
good. What was the name of that last song?
It wound up being Talk to My Baby, and it started out being Dust My Broom. I just kind of like, the lyrics are just lyrics, grooves are just grooves, so when I play blues, I don't necessarily stick to a song, I just kind of start a groove, sing something to it, and halfway through it, I might be singing something else, and that's kind of what keeps it interesting for me, and that it's not like when you play commercial music on stage in a nightclub where you're kind of, the vibe is to play, songs like the way people recognize them.
Indeed.
Yeah, and I'm like the total opposite of that.
Yeah, and
You
as
know.
you're describing all of that, I'm just checking out your fingers and all the different.
Oh yeah,
all the
people
different
ask
picks
about
we
this
have.
stuff.
We got some tortoise shell here. Can we put that in the camera? Yeah, just this is your camera right here, Robin. Yeah,
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah, just
oh,
show
there you
them
go.
the variety.
So, yeah, this thing's going to feed back
you
if I don't
gotta-
hang on to it. Anyway, this is a plastic thumb pick by the Dunlop Company, and then we have two metal finger picks. And usually the people that wear these are banjo players.
Okay.
Some guitar players wear them, but my style is kind of like, it's really a lot simpler than it looks sometimes, or than it sounds like. It sounds like I'm doing a lot of stuff, but it's basically, so I'm into tuning too. I'm in D tuning right now. So if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, my thumb is always going down on that downbeat of that 6th string, and then on the second beat, I'm pinching all of those. and I can pitch and mute.
It's a nice hybrid between both materials. You like? I can tell. I'm gonna go ahead and go on a limb here.
Go ahead.
You probably like the material of the thumb, because it gives you a deeper sound, and then the top end of the brass, you get in this contrast where it's a little dark, as opposed to what if this was brass?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
You're probably right about that. I never even thought about that. That's just they just come in plastic. But I've seen metal ones of this one. It's kind of a preference. You know?
Wow, look how you load up some cushion in your.
Oh, you know what? I lost a lot of weight recently, and what happened is that not only do my clothes not fit, but in a good way. Oops.
I gotcha.
So, but my slide is too big for my finger now.
Wow.
I got to put some padding in there.
Let's just hope that
I don't wither,
those are the
wither
only
away
expenditures
completely.
that shrink or get thinner.
Except this thing's falling apart now. But anyway, what I was going to say is to add a little syncopation to that. The reason I'm saying this is a lot of people ask questions about specifics of guitar playing, and it's just going, if you're going like that, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, I can syncopate that by pulling up, say on the and the 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1.
That's cool.
And when you start moving around, I mean, this hand isn't doing anything really hard. Look, it ain't doing nothing. By working pull-off, or not pull-offs, what do you call it?
Arpeggios. Well, I mean a walk down, but arpeggios.
Hammer-ons.
Whatever you want to call that. But
cool.
Yeah, it just it's got to be easy, you know?
I guess.
If it's easy, it's going to sound good. And the thing, if it's easy, you can sing and pull it off at the same time. So that's what I've learned.
Yeah, that thing's swinging harder than a modern relationship.
Oh, and this guitar is metal. It was made in 1937.
Oh my
It's
God! So how old is that now?
Here, feel the
1937,
back of the neck. It's like a V shape.
It's over 100.
Oh boy, that's
that neat?
That's a hard V.
Actually, these other guitars I brought are V-shaped neck. That's the way they used to be in the 30s. You know.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's it didn't have a pickup on it. They made these resonator guitars.
Barkus Berry?
I bought that pickup. That's a really good pickup for this guitar. So can I turn this off, the amp off, and without disturbing anything?
You
Just
can
so hear it?
unplug that, and it'll be
just
fine,
do
because it's a
We're high tech, man.
it's a Mad Hatter
So-
guitar project.
See, that's what it
Teacher
sounds-
cable in effect.
That's what it sounds like when it's not being. And back in the 1920s, they're trying to figure out a way to make a guitar louder, because I mean they had amplification and they had electricity and all that stuff, but nobody had really made the electromagnetic pickup work well enough so that it could be put on guitars, sold, marketed. So this got put on later. And they became popular amongst Hawaiian guitar players who played more on their lap, like this way. And I brought a guitar like that. I can play a little later. And then, a lot of the blues guitar players, or really anybody that wanted to play a guitar that was louder. I think a lot of these guitars were they look like they're silver plated. It was like a imitation silver they had back then. It's called like nickel silver. And they were polished, and so they looked like a piece of chrome.
Cool.
And I can't remember what their original advertising was.
Maybe a little like this one?
Yeah. I'll bring that one out in a second. It's one of their original ad campaigns was like more volume, more pizzazz, more something. To show off that it was shinier, prettier, louder, the whole deal.
Yeah, that's I could see the marketing posters right now at a music store.
See, this guitar is the first one of that style that was made. And you might have seen these before. This is called a National Tricone. Wow. Instead of one resonator pan, it's got 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. Each one's about 4 inches in diameter. And it amplifies itself acoustically. This isn't plugged into anything. So it's not radically loud, but it's kind of louder than a lot of guitars would be. And this one, as you can see, has a big square neck on it. You can't even put your hand around it. Wow. And it's got super high action. I don't know if your viewers can see that or not, but over there.
Is that one made to play on your lap?
Yes, it's strictly for lap playing because that's the only way you can play this thing.
Steve would.
So. Oh, and all that engraving on there. I'll show you that in a second. Anyway, this is one of the original ones from 1929. Oh, what happened to my...
oh, right, the cable? What do you...
No, I had a slide bar somewhere. Maybe I didn't bring it in. Oh, no!
You mean like the actual, the one that...
The thing that does that. It might be outside. I don't know if we want to bother with it.
Do you want me to go look?
Do you want it? Do you see there's a shaving bag and a little leather pouch. It's probably in
shaving
that.
Bag in. Yeah.
In the meantime, I'll just play it with this thing. It's just not as good this way.
Right.
Okay, let's see. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Of course.
So they call
Thank
this
you, Daniel.
They call this a steel,
Daniel.
even though this one isn't a steel. And I know what you're thinking. It's,
Oh, I have something in my room that looks like that.
Not thinking it's marital aid. I'm not thinking
Yeah.
Magnificent things I've ever seen.
I'm glad you were sitting right next, so I could like get some, get some attention as well as some inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
So one more thing about this guy, you can see all the engraving I did on the back of this thing. Mm-hmm. This particular model is called the chrysanthemum because it's got this chrysanthemum design. And I don't know if you can see it. You'd probably have to get a close-up, but
actually, we're getting a pretty good view right here.
All right, right here. It's right here. I don't know if you can see, but the serial number is just stamped in with a hammer and a metal punch.
Right. We can't see it.
Yeah, it's too hard to see it. Yeah, I got to hold it in the light just the right way, and it's too small. But anyway, it's really a trip. After all that ornate engraving, you can see the serial number.
Yeah, man. Wow.
I think it's 1353. So let's play something together.
Yeah, let's do something. Let's check in on Gypsy real quick and we'll look at the gate. So yeah, that was incredible. That was a great. That man, some of those exotic. Hey, you took the bar off and then you just play that one string, and then I heard some really pretty major 6 chords happening on it. Some nice chord extensions.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's tuned to a major chord, so it's kind of a little bit limited.
She doesn't want to come in here, but Gypsy, come in here. Sorry about that, Robin.
Let's see, what are we doing here?
Gypsy, just tell her to go inside, I suppose. Gypsy, go inside. Thank you.
Okay.
She's just like barking.
Let's see, I'll take this one since we've been. This is already set up. How about, let's see, we talked about a rumba, but we didn't do one, like a root third 5 on a 12 bar blues in D. And this time we'll phrase it like a rumba, like donk, gonk, dunk, bump, gonk, dunk, bump. Wait a minute, what happened here? Oh.
Sorry about that, buddy.
And I'll sing some lyrics from an old Louis Jordan song called called something. Right on it. For 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Early in the morning, I can't get it right. Had a little fight with my baby last night. It's early in the morning. Early in the morning. I said early in the morning, I ain't got nothing but the blues. I went to all them places that we used to go. Even went to a house, she don't live there no more. Early in the morning. Early in the morning. Early in the morning, I ain't got nothing but the blues. I got it. Went to her sister's house and she was out. Knocked on her mama's door and she began to shout, "Hey boy, get away from there!" Early in the morning. Early in the morning, I ain't got nothing but the blues. I went to Jetty Lou's to get me something to eat. Waitress looks at me and says, "Pops, you sure look beat." Early in the morning. I said early in the morning, I ain't got nothing. Hey, let's trade 4 bars each. I'll take the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Said it's early in the morning, I can't get it right. Had a little fight with my baby last night. It's early in the morning. Early in the morning. I said it early in the morning and I ain't got nothing but the blues. Early in the morning. Early in the morning. Early in the morning. Early in the morning. Early in the morning, I ain't got nothing but the blues. Hey Jake, I'm gonna trade with you. in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning, early in the morning. I ain't got nothing but the blues. Watch me now.
Yeah. Awesome.
That was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Early in the
Sounded
morning.
good there, buddy.
Oh, thank you. You know, it's because I've been playing.
You've been playing?
I wasn't playing.
Oh, you weren't playing.
But no, thanks. You
What
know,
is that thing they say? They say, what do you want me to play? Far away.
Yeah. I'm used to hearing
Or
don't.
just It's funny.
Indeed.
I can't remember the context, but somebody wrote on one of my charts, just lay out. So like, don't play.
That could be deciphered two different ways, I
Yeah.
suppose. Like, layout could be like heads or just don't play. But,
Yeah, I think they meant
do I
don't
need
play.
a guitar tech for you?
I might need that. Let me see what this guitar sounds like when we plug it in. These modern amps sound terrific, but I don't know how to get a sound out of them.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
'Cause I'm
We'll
still-
get you
no, that's
something
okay.
different next time.
Still-
What amps do you play, actually?
Well, mostly I've been using a Music Man 210,
Okay.
and at the last few gigs I've been using a Polytone that is back before they started making them small. It was kind of a big one.
Those are great amps. I haven't seen one for a while.
Sounds okay, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool beans, man.
Indeed. Jake, how you doing over there, man? Yeah.
Well, how about
Peachy Kate.
and you got a like boom, 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 root and fifth in the key of E.
E? Okay.
12-bar blues.
Fine.
Right on it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, boom. I walked 61 highway to out Philadelphia. you're getting into it, man.
Yeah, well,
You hear it, man.
man,
You're getting countrified.
indeed.
Getting back in the wood, as they used to say, you know?
Trying to play slow. Just trying to
Needs a little whamming. Oh, this is one of those iconic guitars, huh?
It is one of those.
Oh, wow.
You're welcome. But no, Kevin's a good friend of mine. It's one of his.
What do I have? Nothing this weekend, but well, I live stream on TikTok every single day at 8 o'clock. Every 8 o'clock in the morning, every day. 8 o'clock. Now I gotta qualify California time, so they all know. 8 a.m. Yeah, and when I think my next actually I'm gonna play at Blind Lady Ale, which is right down the street. Yeah, in Normal Heights. And, you know, I had a friend from England stay over here, and she couldn't believe there was a place called Normal Heights. With all the weird names they have over there.
The irony.
But anyway, yeah, I'm playing at Blind Lady Ale on Wednesday as a solo. I play there on the 4th Wednesday of every month. And actually, I DJ'd over there for the first time in my life, ever DJ'd. And I came up with the moniker, what is it? Vitamin RHAK Bad Bot.
Okay.
Okay. You from Blah Ladies. Anyway, so
That's
but then on Saturday, June 3rd, I'll be at the Panama 66 with my band, the band with the horns in it.
Is Jake
Trump.
in that one?
No, I wish Jake I could hire him more. I have a regular drummer that works with me, and I kind of have a loyalty system. But when Kevin can't do it, Jake gets a call. You know?
That's great. That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember the post a month or two ago. The last gig. You guys were together recently.
Just recently.
Yeah, we did some recording back in November, which I'm still working on.
I think that's what I'm citing.
Yeah, it's great. By the way, I haven't played you any of that, but it's coming out really good.
Nice.
You know.
We did play at T.O. Leo's a few weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was.
We did a little impromptu, like, duo thing.
Right. Yeah.
Which was really fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I'm really proud of the larger band because I arrange and compose I compose, write down all the horn parts for everybody.
Sure.
And
You know, speaking of arrangements, some of the blues numbers you do, I like some of the rules or the feels, like, you know, on the turnaround, like don't go to the 4.
Right.
Hang on that 5. You know, I dig that. So
That's
it's like,
a pretty common thing. You think about it.
so bar 9 and bar 10, you hang on the 5.
Be a 5
bar
chord.
11, you go home, but then bar 12 is 5.
It
right?
could be
Or-
yes or no.
Yeah, yes or no.
It could go yes or no.
Gotcha. So what do you like? Does it matter on the song?
It really depends on the song.
Do most of your songs
I'd
perform
say
like that?
A lot of them that are a 12-bar blues tune hang on the 5 chord for bar 9 and 10.
Gotcha. And why is that?
It's just
It's a delta
It's
thing.
just a different thing.
Feel better.
Well, if you think about it, if you think of the song Johnny Be Good, that's what that does.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
People don't think of that as a 12-bar blues, but if you count it out, it's a 12-bar blues.
Indeed.
Probably in B flat. And, you know, if you played 5 and then 4, it wouldn't sound wrong. But part of the character of the songs, I think one of the reasons I like to do 2 bars of 5 is because everybody else does it the other way.
Sure.
So I always want to be contrary to the mass of people, you know, because a lot of people play the same songs and they wind up being this kind of mediocrity of this is just the way it's done. And whatever way I can do to sound different or apart from that, and
That's
you know,
cool
plus the
because-
country blues thing with the
Yeah, that would be rad if there was a term for it, and then like 20 years,
Well-
30 years from now, you look it up and like you're responsible for that.
I was in one band and they call it long 5. You know,
Long 5.
a lot of the guys that don't count or read music have street terms that qualify just as well to explain those things. So they say long 5, and it's what we're talking about. And some blues progressions would change to the 4 chord on the 2nd bar,
Yeah,
like that. And guys will call that quick change or fast 4.
fast forward and then that. Wow, I love that.
Yeah,
That's
and if
cool.
you're in a classroom, they'll say it's the 4 chord on the 2nd bar.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just a 12-bar blues. So you can mix that up. You could have quick change, long 5. You could have no quick change with a 5/4. I mean, all of the possibilities. And in jazz, it's not uncommon at all. Or even in like lots of kinds of blues, they'll do, instead of 2 bars of 5, they'll do a 2/5. So, 5/4. You'll hear the 2/5 coming up right here. And in the music, like say T-Bone Walker, the bass would always go bom, 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 bom. Play a line that you know makes each one of those chords work, and the guitar player could just play whatever they want to over the top of it, you know.
That's something.
And so
Yeah, that's real cool.
so it's neat to have that variety rather than, I mean, there's a certain you know, there's certain things you learn from trying to copy songs note for note. But then after you've done that for many, many years, you want to just kind of take all of that, whatever you've learned from that, and just build upon your own, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, you know, not everybody gets to do that or haven't, you know, maybe has the time to do that. But, you know, someone like yourself, it's your job to innovate, to make that, you know, freshen up the Delta.
Sounds like freshen up the Delta.
Right?
Sounds like your bidet.
Yes. That means we all have Deltas.
Yeah.
Yes. See, he's another subscriber to the bidet.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was asking him all sorts of questions about it, you know.
Yeah, he bought the. I have the Brondell. What's the name? You have the Nuvo. What's the name?
Uspa.
The Uspa. Yeah, those are all a competitor of Brondell. It's like the Gibson or the Fender. You know, pick your
New sponsor, maybe?
new sponsor. Yeah, well, for a week
There
I
you go.
suppose there was like we had to blurt them out. I had to blurt them out 3 times
Sponsors, yeah.
to get the 25% off. For freshening up your Delta, kids.
Just freshen up the Delta.
For stretching up freshening up your boogie woogie.
Yeah.
Here, I got what we can do if we still going on, or we gonna?
We're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Oh, okay.
Let's do a shout out to our lovely Patreons. They're helping keep the lights out here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, we feel free to like, share, subscribe. Right? You know, if you want to help us out in any way, you know, let's go to that Patreon account. It's Theory Thursday. We have it's gonna get newer and better, but you know, feel free to join the fun in supporting this long-winded venture that Jason Thomas and McNair and I are floating. We're just floating. You should see what the kitchen looks like. It's the charcuterie board. We got charcuterie boards. We've got bidets. You know, we've got all kinds of. Pretty soon we have some T-shirts. We have the sponsor. I just don't have the the goods yet. Which reminds me, we'll get there. What string or gauge are you putting on these?
A little on the heavy side,
Like-
especially if you're used to playing, you know, fast rock guitar. I got a 12 to a 52.
Holy Lord,
And
that's
on
a
the-
12?
It's a 12.
Yeah, that's a 12. And you really want that if you're going to play slide.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard so many people say, yeah, I tried slide and I couldn't get it to work. And they were probably doing a lot of things right, but a couple of things they left out, like you got to raise your action up a little bit, because when you press down,
Yeah,
you're
you
not pressing it down to the fret. You're just pressing down enough to intonate the string on the steel. And then on top of that, so you want higher action, heavier gauge strings. All of those are going to contribute to your sound. In fact, if a lot of people have an old guitar that's a little beat up, and it's got kind of a little bit of a warped neck, and the strings are kind of high. That's
the one we want.
That's a great one to use for slide to teach yourself, because you're probably going to be able to finger it down there okay.
Man,
But
that
then when
makes-
you go to a slide, the higher the action is here, the cleaner it's going to sound. You know.
Very cool. Well, we got all our sets of strings in, but we only have 9s, 9.5s, 10s, or 11s. We also have some acoustics, like light gauge acoustic. What's over there? The black and red, or no,
Right.
Yellow and black.
Yeah, they're light gauge. They're really
Yeah.
light. Yeah.
We're a bunch of freaking weaklings over here.
So I remember the first time I played I didn't even know there was such a thing as light gauge strings. So I kind of came out of folk music, and then I was playing bass, so I wasn't hip to guitar strings. So I think about really the late 60s or early 70s. I played a guy's, it was a 335, and it had, light gauge strings on it. And it was like, oh, whoa, you can bend a note a mile.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the coolest things ever.
Doesn't Billy Gibbons use like 7s?
I've heard that, but I think that's a little...
It's a little too light. I heard that.
They have 8s that seem to be, but you never... Billy
crazy.
Gibbons can get whatever he wants.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He's probably got Ernie Ball just like making him just his own set or something.
I know, but I heard that. I don't know if that was a rumor.
Yeah, it's like the other way around.
I heard a rumor.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, let's tie the show. Thank you so much for coming out and
Yeah,
sitting next to me.
my
Jake,
pleasure.
thank you. Both of you guys
Yeah.
in the same room, man. A lot of
Thank you very
respect
much.
for both of you. You're a treasure. You're welcome, you audience, you. And bringing, Jason and I and everyone, whatever that we're doing over here, we're doing something right because the likes of Rob and Henkel are sitting in this
Graced
room.
us with his presence.
Gracing you with their
Thank you
presence.
very much.
And again, the guitars, love the way they sound. Hearing you play in here, and then just the rhythm section, Mr. Najor, I couldn't be happier. It feels like Christmas for me. So,
Well, that makes me happy.
well, good, man. Wish you the best of. Actually, something like you don't need luck. You're doing great with his TikTok. Follow Mr. Robin Henkel on the TikTok page.
On the TikTok.
Huh?
The TikTok.
Oh, yes, thank you. So, Jason, I'm going to let you take it over from here. I need to do a little bit of technical work. We'll see you next week with a surprise guest. If you want to know or know anything, you can always become a Patreon, or you can go to the YouTube. I'm posting little messages before the show, and also you can follow us on Facebook and some other places very soon. So, I'm MikeRuggirello, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.
Again, hit the sponsors: Mad Hatter Guitar Products, Muzio Drums, Kurt Mangan Strings, and Quality T-shirt Designs. Thanks, Till. Back to you, Mike. Are we? What key are we doing? It's a D again.
Do you want to do something again?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna
Yeah,
play
we're
way out.
Let's do one. It stays in the same key the whole song. It's all in D, and you could give it something like a boom, 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 D, F, G. Boom, 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 brat, dak, boom, bat, boom, Sometimes I'm walking down a road, I get all messed up and I forget where I'm going. This ain't nothing like anything that I never known. When I see her, my trash starts overflowing. Oh, she's slippery, like watermelon seed.
She got everything. Creeping into my dreams when I'm sleeping in the night. This little girl has got me wrapped up real tight. I don't know her name. I don't know who she is. She's got me all messed up like beeswax. She's so slippery. Everything Oh, that's when my love began to hiss. And I don't know her name or who she is. She's got me all messed up. She's got me all messed up. She's got me all messed up. Where are my singers? She's got me all messed up. Oh, she's got me all messed up. Like nobody's beeswax. Give me another one. Let me tell you something else.